What's going on, guys? What's going on, Ian? What's going on, Ardit?
Cool.
I gotta turn that right now.
Cool.
Just getting the stream
Hold
set
on,
up.
guys. All right. What's going on, Gangstar? What's going on, Ardit? What's going on, folks? All right. So today, what we're gonna do, I don't know if how often you guys have been in these lives, but today we're gonna do some content research to start off the stream. So I'm first gonna go to ClickUp, because I need to figure out what I want to post. Like this weekend, I'm just gonna go crazy with recording content. So I need to figure out what videos I want to make content on. Okay. All right. So we're going to spend like the first 30 minutes or so. I might also bring in Tiago. Let me see if Tiago's available. Okay. Is it your first stream here, guys? Ardit, Ian, Gangstar? Have you been in these streams before? Do you know how they work? I might add a banner to these streams too. What's up, Tiago? Sorry, bear with me, boys. My internet is a little slow at the moment. There we go. All right, who do we got in here? Ardit, Ian, Tiago, what's going on? All right, Tiago, I'm going to open up a Google Meet for you. So hold on. Oh, hold on. I see you sent me a voice message. Let me listen to this.
Hey dude, just a quick idea. Not sure if like I wanted to Hey dude, just a quick idea. Not sure if like I wanted to ask you, why are you adding the date on the live streams? I'm not sure if it's for like to show people that you're going live every day on YouTube. Just because I was thinking that like every single video shows you that, like when you go to the live tab, it's gonna tell you like one was posted 1 day ago, the other one 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago. So I feel like we can make the title more like, I don't know how to say, like easier to get clicked.
All right, Tiago, I sending you a Google Meet link if you want to join that. Hold on, guys. What's up, Lee? What's going on, guys? All right. So, Tiago, I sent you a Google Meet link. In the meantime, I'm going to do some content research here. What's up, 1J? So, guys, for today's stream, what is this website called again? This is ClickUp. It's free to use. ClickUp, CLICK. I use it for my content planner. You can do this on a Google Doc, though. Like, it doesn't have to be fancy or anything. I just use this because I like the visuals. Like, I like how it has a board and I can drag ideas from one stage to the next. Okay, what's up, 1J? So today we have a bit of an agenda. Today we're going to start off by doing half the stream is going to be content research. So I'm going to figure out the videos for me to film this weekend. And then second half of the stream will be geared towards Tiago will come in, and Tiago had a couple ideas that he wanted to do during the stream, I think. So cool. What's up, man? Good to see you again. All right, sweet. So what you guys are looking at here is I basically have a board for ideation. So anytime I have an idea, I'll try to add it here. Not saying that you should or should not do this. This is just what I'm currently doing. Okay, by the way, if anyone's new here, not an expert, I'm just documenting what I'm doing. With that being said, I'll leave those there. I do have a couple ideas that I want to film this weekend. I posted a thread. Holland thread. Yeah, Tiago's the goat. Yeah. So first idea that I have here on my board, and if hopefully you guys can see, maybe I need to zoom in a little bit more. Hold on. First idea I have on my board of ideas for content to film is based on I've been posting on threads like crazy the past couple days, and I had one thread today that did really well in terms of engagement, so I'm gonna make that into a reel. So I'm just gonna call it Holland thread. The cool thing is my script, I'm just gonna test. This one's just simply a test, so the purpose of this one is just a test, and the purpose of, or sorry, not the purpose, but the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to take the thread and just use that as the script, honestly. Might change a little bit of it slightly, but the thread is going to be, let's see, can I go to threads from here? I think I can. Yeah, hopefully you guys can see this a little bit better. How do I go to my profile? Profile. Hey, y'all just prepping the workbook. Yeah, I mean, whatever you want to do, Tiago. I'm going to be doing some content research for the first half. So we have like 30 minutes or so. Okay. This one right here, it says, I said I love watching people like Erling Haaland. This one I'm going to film today. This is going to be a high priority on my list because tomorrow there's a game with Norway versus England. So I know Haaland is going to be a hot topic tomorrow. So I want to get this out tonight in trial reels and then post like first thing in the morning, basically. So I'm going to use this as the script, and then I might change this a little bit. Possibly. I don't know yet. But I think I'm going to use... the format here is going to be probably green screen. So let's go. Content plan. This one's going to be a green screen. Trending topic. What you guys are seeing here is I have kind of like a table with each. Once I have an idea, the reason why I use ClickUp is because I want to refine the idea a little bit, and I have a table and then a checklist. This is not like the right or wrong approach. You do not have to get this in depth. This is just how I do it, okay? So if you like to do the same thing or you want to do the same thing, feel free. I mean, you could do similar. Outlier is based on threads, so that threads post. And I'll explain what I'm doing here too. Basically, I want to see, okay, where does this idea fall in my content game plan? My content game plan is, or my content planner rather. Throughout the week, I have like a couple different buckets or pillars is what people call it. Green screen of trending topics is one of those. So this one falls in that category. Topic selection, trending topic, Holland, World Cup, hypothesis, test to see if post on threads is an outlier on reels as well. Okay. Text hook here, I think I'll just have maybe a picture of Holland. I don't really know what I'm going to put on the text hook. I don't want to change too much of this since this seems to be a good script. So let's see. I might just put... Oh, well, if I do a green screen, yeah, I should put text hook. I could say like Holland is an anomaly, maybe. All right, it's like spelled like that, right? Love this. I could go and look on Instagram to see like what other text hooks are there, but really what I want to do with the text hook, I'm also trying to learn how to be like way more unique, you know, and not rely. Obviously there's a time and place to like study other content, but I don't want to rely so heavily on like just stealing multiple things. But let's look what's out there, and then I'll try to create my own version. So let's type in Holland and let's see what kind of text hooks are already working. 1J and Tiago, should I record this? Are you guys finding value in this? Yeah, let me record this. This could be a good video. 1J, if you're liking this, let me know. Okay, what's up, YouTube? So what you're looking at right here is Erling Haaland. That's not the point of this video, though. The point of this video, I am currently going through my ideation process. This is going to be a video that I am creating. I have the stream with me here to give me some other ideas as well. But I'm going through my ideation process. This is not me saying this is what you should do. This is not me saying that this is the right approach. This is just me basically creating almost like a system or a process for me to work through my ideas, and you're seeing it live. If you like this process, then feel free to implement it for yourself. I'm not going to tell you what's right or wrong. Okay, a lot of people can create content much simpler. All right, so what you're looking at here is a board on ClickUp. and I'm recording this for YouTube, so sorry, chat. I'm going to repeat myself just a bit. What you're seeing here is a board on ClickUp, and how I have this board constructed is there's a table here, and it has different elements. It's almost like a checklist that I want to go through and make sure, okay, does this video hit this, and this criteria, okay? This checklist was basically constructed when I looked at my own viral content. I noticed that they had, a good text hook, verbal hook, a hot take, a super hook, power words, a whole bunch of these different like criteria. Okay. I also have a checklist down at the bottom too. So we're going to try to go through that with this video here, and we'll see how well it does. This will be like an experiment here. Okay. So first things first, how did I come up with this idea? And it just says Holland thread. I've been posting like a madman on threads for the past 2 days. Today I've posted, I think, 15 times. And you can see here like the engagement on threads, right? I'll have like a post or an idea that gets like no likes, no comments, right? But then this thread here with Holland is currently sitting at 70 likes, 1 repost. And so that tells me, okay, people seem to like this type of content. So let me make a video on this thread. And this is simply just for me to test. What's up, Seven Figures? How's it going? We are currently, I'm showing you my current process on creating my next video. If my video does well, then, this might be a process that you can take notes from. I don't know. Not here to give advice, just here to document. Okay. So anyways, back to you, YouTube, and for the chat that's been here. So I have this thread here that got 69 likes, right? Compared to the average of like 1 like or 2. So I can tell, okay, people are resonating with this topic of Erling Haaland, and maybe this script people like too. So I'm simply going to use this as a test today. I'm going to copy this. I put it into ClickUp, where this is just an idea board that I have. And I put my script down below. So in the reel that I make, I'm going to say as much of this script, I'm going to say as much of this script verbatim as I can. I mean, it's pretty short, so this should do actually pretty well. I might try to add a sentence or two just to add some value to the video, and not be more so about entertainment, but we'll see what happens here in a second. Okay. Anyway, so I have this table here, content plan. What this means is I have like content pillars is what people call it. Basically how I've constructed that is there's like 5 pieces of content that I've seen on my page that tend to do really well. One of them is a green screen trending topic, so I'm just writing it down here. And by the way, like anyone that's joining the live, you do not have to do this. I'm not saying you have to do this. This is just what I am doing. Okay, cool. All right. Second outlier. So I want to, any video that I'm making or creating, I have like an idea for, I want to see, is there some sort of outlier that I can verify that this is a good topic to make a video on? In this case, my outlier is my threads post. The topic selection is, this is me just again validating, like, is this a good topic for me to make? I said, yes, this is a trending topic. It's about Erling Haaland in the World Cup. My hypothesis, why am I making this post? This is my objective, and it's not for views, but it's to test this theory that if a post on threads is an outlier, then it might be an outlier on reels as well. So that's why I'm going to make this video. Okay. Are you guys finding in the chat? Are you guys finding value in this breakdown so far? Let me know. Oh man, my hair's all over the place. Hold on 1 second. I need to get a haircut today, guys. One of these days I'll stream it or something. Yeah, let me know in the chat if you guys are finding value in this. Again, anyone that's new in the chat, I'm not telling you guys to do this. I'm just saying what I'm doing. All right, the verbal hook. So what I'm going to use as the first sentence is going to be what I just have here. I'm not going to try to change this at all because this video is purely for science. Like I want to test this as a hypothesis. The visual hook, though, I'm probably going to take I might take a picture of Haaland. Let's see, on the internet. Maybe him scoring a goal or something. Let's see. Or maybe one of his like iconic photos. Maybe an Erling Haaland meme. I don't know. I know there's a meme of him kicking the soccer ball that's pretty funny. So anyways, I might do something like this, right? So this is going to be the visual, and I'm going to do a green screen. So I might have him taking up the majority of the screen, and then I might be here in the corner. This actually is probably a good one because I can have him here. I'll be in the corner, and then I'll have his text hook right below, like right in his neck area. That'll be the text that says like Holland is an anomaly or something. So this could actually be a good one. So let me save this image. Holland. All right. Oh, wait, can I take a screenshot of this? All right. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this one. Boom. Copy. I wonder if I can paste it to ClickUp. Let's see. Yep, I sure can. Oh, no, I can't. I have to pay ClickUp. Okay, whatever. Anyways, you guys get the drill. So I might take a photo like that. Maybe I'll add it to Canva in a little bit. The hot take here, there's actually a hot take in this script already, which is that I'm saying that there's no rules to like advice online, because Holland is the example. So cool. Found you through Chris Chung. Keep up the good work, bro. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. If is this your first time in the live Seven Figures? Let me know. Let me know. What I do on these lives, just so you're aware, and sorry, YouTube, I gotta attend to the chat real quick. What I do on these lives, and by the way, like if you're not too familiar with my page, I am documenting the process to become a master at content. I am a student, not an expert, and so I do these lives. Does this run the risk of confusing your audience though? But what are you referring to with that question, 1J? Anyways, going back to Seven Figures. What I do with these lives is documenting what I'm currently doing, and then if people like, if you can find value in my process and I get good results from it, then feel free to copy. But I'm here to document the wins and the failures, so you can see what not to do and what to do. Okay. But again, as a student, I'm not qualified to tell you what to do. So cool. One of the ways that I do that as well, Seven Figures, is if you want to hop in one of these lives, like we have Tiago here, who's sitting here in our lives. He's on what we call our hotline. And so people will call in, they'll ask for, hey, can you in the chat look at my page? So here's Tiago right here. People will call into the live and they'll say, hey, can you look at my Instagram page and see, what can I do better? What can I do more of, that kind of thing. And I can just share what has worked on my page, and the chat can also give feedback as well. So if you're looking for feedback from the chat and myself, given the knowledge that I've learned throughout my journey, I'm happy to share some of that advice. Anyways, 1J, feel free to follow up with that question while I go through this. And for YouTube, sorry, I know I'm attending to chat and you right now. Cool. Okay, so hot take, I said that there's no rules, which is going to be right here, and I'll expound on that later. Super hook. So what a superhook is, guys, from what I've learned, is it's the second sentence. A lot of people put a lot of emphasis on the hook, the first 3 seconds of your video, and the first sentence that you say. But what I've learned is that my videos that have done the best have a hook and a superhook. So I say something that catches people's attention, and then the second sentence, the sentence right after the first, holds that attention. And so that's usually done by, if you say like a crazy statement, like I just made 100K in 30 days, the second sentence is usually proof or some sort of credibility, or like, whatever, just to show that what you are saying is actually true. Or let me reframe. If the first sentence you say is how to make 100K in 30 days, the second sentence is usually something like, this is what I just did, here's proof, So that's how you hold the attention. First sentence is designed to attract the attention, and then second sentence is designed to hold the attention, from what I've learned. That seemed to be the case with my most popular videos. My most popular video that most people are aware of here on this page is the yapping video. So I said, the rumors are true, I solved yapping. And then the second sentence I said right after that was, it took me 250 videos to study. Right? So that's I got the attention, and then I held the attention by giving some proof to the claim. All right. In this script, I don't know if there really is a super hook that's relating to credibility, but let's see. I love watching people like who's incredibly and yet defies all the narratives that people commonly spew on social media. This is good as a open loop. I think this will do well because it'll get people to lean in and like, what is he about to say? This probably is, actually this is the super hook right here. I start off by saying he makes millions of dollars. Okay, so I'm giving credit, like I'm giving credibility, or I'm about to say something that might be profound, maybe. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you test everything on trial reels first or go straight to your main feed? I test everything on trial reels first, but what I've been doing recently, thanks to advice online that I've been experimenting with, is I have been treating both of them separately. So and this has been working on my page brilliantly so far. So I will, before I go to trial reels to post, I will duplicate every video. So I'll make 2 versions of it, and one version will go to trial reels, and then the other version will go to the main feed. I've been doing that on all my recent posts, and it's doubled my, because I've seen a lot of videos where they're like, you can double your engagement by doing this, posting once to trial reels, once to the main feed. And I was always skeptical of that advice. I started trying it, and for the past week, it has proven to be true on every video. So every video that you see on my main feed is also showing on my trial reels. And in a lot of cases, the trial reels are actually getting way more views than the main feed videos. So it's a really, really cool hack. That's a piece of advice that I have recently validated, and it's worked great. So a super hook is like a credibility statement to the actual hook. A super hook, that's like the most common use case of it. I won't distill it to just the credibility statement. From what I've learned from people like Chris Chung, since 7 Figures is in here, Callaway and the likes, Devin Jatho, etc., is that second sentence is just a sentence to hold the attention. So like if you think the hook is for the first 3 seconds, the super hook is to get them to 10 seconds kind of idea. And so one of the ways is through a credibility statement. If you are making a bold claim in the first sentence, such as like, for example, me, where I said I solved yapping, if I'm going to say something bold like that as the first sentence of my video, the second sentence I need to have some sort of credibility so people trust that I am not just spewing BS. That's one way, but there are millions of other ways to add a super hook. It doesn't just have to be a credibility statement. That's just the most common in educational stuff. In entertainment stuff, I typically will see like a hook will create curiosity, and maybe the super hook is like a statement that goes against what people are already thinking, such as like, he makes millions is definitely your super hook for this. Yeah, totally. A good example would be, this kind of falls into the education space, but you see it a lot where people will say like, I was able to make, $30,000 online, and it wasn't through drop shipping or, AI or blah, 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 blah. Right. So someone says like a bold claim that gets people to lean in. And then the super hook, the second sentence is, a contrarian statement to a common belief. If that makes sense. That's another way. Okay. But there are like a million super hooks out there. Like if you look at Mr. Beast, he doesn't do a credibility statement as his second sentence on every video. Actually, that's kind of a lie. He does do that quite a bit. But that's the most common. There are like probably 10 different super hook types out there that I don't want to spend this whole video or stream. Well, actually, if you guys want to, we can definitely dissect that. That's not a bad idea. I want to make sure we get through this though. Okay, power words here. This is just how I am currently breaking stuff down. Okay, I'm trying to break content into a science. If that resonates with you, then, hopefully that you find some value in this, but don't take my word as bond by any means. I'm still figuring stuff out. So power words here. I think the power word, honestly, is just Holland himself. People talk about Holland all day long, and what a power word is, from what I've learned, is if I go back to my page, and guys, all of this my internet just crashed. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Cool. All right, thanks, Thiago. Going back to the power words real quick. This is just me breaking down everything that happened in my most popular video. I used the word I cracked yapping, and instead of saying I solved yapping, I said the word cracked. It's like a very common word that's used online. There are, honestly, you could think of this as like buzzwords, maybe is a better way to phrase it. I noticed that a lot of the videos that do really well online will use buzzwords in the text on screen. Maybe that's a better way to word it. So a lot of people will say, like, instead of how to grow your personal brand, people will say how to build a cult-like following. Like, those are buzzwords that people resonate with. or like when people talk about you like your videos not getting views, some people like that do really well, they'll say how you are in 200 view jail instead of your views are getting, or you're not getting enough views, right? So just a buzzword here. I think the buzzword here is Holland, honestly, just him as a whole. And then the emotion evoked. So this one is something recently that I've learned with a lot of my content, especially ones where I don't try to put a lot of thought into it, is that like sometimes when I make a video and I'm truly just talking off the cuff and it does well, it's because it evokes some sort of emotion, either disagreement, which is not really the best, but disagreement, validation. Sometimes people are like, sympathy or sympathetic. Sometimes people are happy, In this case, this one might cause a little bit of a disagreement maybe, but I think what I'm really trying to go for, and so I guess the emotion here could be anger, but what I'm really what I'm trying to strike is relief. I'm trying to find the people that watch this video where I'm talking about my opinion of how there's no rules, and I'm hoping that it'll reach the right audience where people will say, oh man, I'm so glad that I saw this video because I'm so tired of the BS online, Goal is to reach people who are tired of BS narratives online. So my emotion here is relief, okay? Now, the reason why I'm writing this down, and again, guys, like I'll say this a million times, you do not have to follow this to a T, this is just what I'm doing, is because I've noticed that when I evoke emotion from the audience, they are more likely to comment, share, or actually engage with the piece of content, okay? Like if I just made a piece of content where I just gave like here's 10 steps to do X, Y, and Z. There's not any inherent emotion in it unless there's something that I'm saying that is inherently emotional, if that makes sense. Okay. I don't know who's in here. I see Joyce. Thanks for joining. 1J, thanks for being here. 7 Figures, thanks for being here. 1J, going back to your original question about running the risk of confusing your audience. If you're asking in terms of like me documenting my journey and making mistakes along the way, I have thought about that as well, of like how do I properly guide people in the right direction. But I think where it becomes valuable, did I freeze again? Okay, no, I'm good. I have thought about that question before, 1J, but I think to give you the counter of that question here is, if I am documenting what I am doing and I am showing things that have worked for me in real time, then it is clear to see from an audience perspective on what is working, what's not. If I am telling you that these are the checklist items or whatever that I have followed and it led me to my most viral video, right? You can validate that yourself. And so my goal is to document everything that I'm trying, and then you can validate if what I'm doing is actually the right approach based on how my videos perform, if that's the goal, or how many people show up on these live streams, right? Or how many followers are increased. So that's kind of the idea of documenting the journey. Is I'm going to make mistakes along the way, but as long as I'm not telling people what to do and I'm just sharing experiments that I'm trying, the goal is that I can share the results in real time every single time. Okay, does that make sense? All right, 7 Figures, hopefully you're still in here. Hopefully you guys are finding some value. So I'm pretty much done here with this table. I'm not going to spend too much more time on this because I think the script is already made for me. Unless I know Tiago's in here, so maybe Tiago might have some questions. And then the checklist here, is this an outlier? Yes. Is this a proven topic? Yes. Is this a trending topic? Yes. Is there value per second? This one isn't necessarily a value-packed reel, but more so what I'm trying to go for here, and this maybe should go into the hypothesis, is not necessarily give information, but change beliefs. This is like a belief, I don't know what it's called. People used to have a good name for this, like a belief changing reel, which I think is just as important as giving information. I want to ideally have someone watch it and them think twice about what maybe was told to them. I think
if
that's
I can add just a comment there.
Yeah.
Real quick. I don't feel like value should be like tied to information always. I feel like what you just said is another form of delivering value.
And that's something that's a great point, Tiago. That's something that I'm recently learning, because when this actually is maybe a good discussion for the chat too, and YouTube also. When I'm looking at some of the best creators on the platform, for example, like Jessie Jean is a perfect one, right? Like I think she is a player creator, but when I watch her videos, they are not super dense with value or like information. You know, like a lot of her videos are obviously very personal, but a lot of her videos also are like belief shifting type of videos. Whereas like when we think of Hermosi, or if we think of, for example, everyone here in the content space will understand like Ava with personal brand launch. When you watch one of her videos, it's like, boom, really good info. But then when I look at the other creators that have built like really massive trust, or even someone like Caleb Ralston, for example, like I watched a really good Caleb Ralston YouTube video today that had literally like there wasn't a single thing in that video that had new information in it or something that was novel, but instead it just gave me a new perspective. And so I'm starting to realize that also constitutes value. Tiago, do you have any thoughts on that before we continue?
Yes, there's this video that I completely forgot which one it is by Callaway. I need to find it. But he talks about value in storytelling videos, and it changed my perception on it as well. But yeah.
Love it. Love it. Short and to the point, it is. Is this actually written in first person?
Yeah, that's something we might change.
Yeah. Flows out loud, yes. Tiago, what is this right here, this test? I know this is from Devin, right?
Which one? Provost? No, that's from Callaway. So if you go back all the way up, and this is a cool test for people watching, if you can show me the script.
Oh, is it? Oh, I gotcha. Yeah. It's the one where like the sentences vary.
Right. So you should see whether you have like a break of text, or if all the sentences are like, yeah, varies in length.
All right. So this is what the actual script looks like. And again, I haven't really changed much of the script. This is literally just from the thread that's performing well. Like I'm doing this as a test. It's, really like, I don't know if I'm going to change anything from this. But this
but you can see that like if you were to like draw a line, like where the sentences end, all of them, like you'll see how it's not a straight line. So it passes the Provost test.
Nice. Cool. And there we go. So we're done. I think this is a good idea. I think this is ready to go to production. Tiago, do you have any thoughts on this, or is this pretty much good?
Nope, that looks pretty good. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to move this over to production, which is basically means like this idea is ready for me to film. And there we go.
Three dots, move to, yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. Did we find value in that session? We were basically just able to refine one idea today. But was that valuable? I know Tiago's in here and we want to move on to the next topic. Let me know what you thought of that. Me just kind of refining this idea for tomorrow. And I'll tell you guys ahead of time. Let me stop. Well, I'm going to stop the YouTube recording. Hopefully OBS doesn't crash. So cross your fingers.